Hello and welcome. Sye Rodriguez here, and it's another amazingly beautiful day today, which is awesome because it's February and it's been cold in Colorado and the sun is starting to come out more and more every day, and it is just so awesome to be able to wake up and at this time in the morning to have the sun shining in the windows. And so just thought I'd share that because something that I'm feeling good about right now. Now, today I wanted to talk with you about protein and being right or wrong, because both of these things are going to help you to having a more clear understanding of both of these is going to help you to have more health and wealth. And as a result, it's going to make you want to go out and learn more so that you can increase what Ty Lopez calls your worth a damn factor, and actually become a more valuable person so you can acquire more riches and more health and all of the good things in life. So, these things being said, was reading or listening to an audio of a book lately, which you probably heard about because it's been in my mind, but that book is called Diet Cults. And at this point, even though I don't agree with everything that the author of the book believes about health, I believe his name is Matt Fitzgerald. What I can say is that his book is interesting enough and it points out enough different types of beliefs that are kind of off that I think it is worth reading, and it's going to change your perspective on things. But it's also, and of course you may not agree with him at all, you may be completely in agreement with him, but you're going to be opened up to some things that you probably haven't thought about as much because you took for granted that these things were just true. And so, that being said, the myth of protein is what I wanted to really quickly address. And over all the years, there's been this kind of argument going back and forth about, do you need more protein or can you get enough protein as a vegan? For example, since I eat a completely vegan and a very strict vegan diet, then people wonder, how are you getting your protein? And so some people say, oh, you eat nuts and seeds and this kind of stuff, and yeah, those things might be okay, but I hardly eat nuts and seeds at all. My main things that maybe you would consider protein foods are beans, legumes. That's mostly what you would probably consider a protein food that I eat, although I do eat chlorella and spirulina. Spirulina more occasionally than chlorella. Chlorella pretty frequently. But there's protein in everything. But the main thing that I want to address is the amount of protein that a person needs. So, by science, a regular person doesn't need any more than 0.8 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight per day. So if you weigh 60 kilograms, then you probably need close to 50 grams of protein every day to basically maintain a healthy body. So what we could it's about 48 grams of protein every day if you weigh 60 kilograms. So you can do the math for your own body as you, after you weigh yourself, or if you know your weight, you can kind of calculate what you need. And it's really easy to reach that mark. Now, that being said, there have been studies done, and according to the book that I've been reading, the most recent calculation of what a person needs for protein is less than what you might think for a bodybuilder, meaning that at some point it makes no difference how much extra protein that you get in your diet, you're not going to achieve any better results. So the average American gets about 1.2 grams of protein, And what they had did with this study is they put people who were lifting weights to gain weight, to gain lean muscle mass, on a 1.35 gram per kilogram of body weight for one test group, and the other test group was using 2.4 grams of protein per day or something like that. The main point is that it was a significant increase in the amount of protein compared to the group that was only consuming 1.35 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight. You have to consider that the average American gets 1.2 grams, so they were just having a slight bit more than the average American had. So they all gained lean muscle mass, but it didn't make any difference whether you had taken the 1.35 grams or the 2 point whatever grams of protein per kilogram of body weight. There was no more gains for the people who had consumed more than the 1.35 grams. So basically, using protein in that way isn't really going to help you gain, but more importantly, there might be some other negative side effects to having too much protein in your diet, like kidney damage and the byproducts of the transformation of protein into usable energy, for example. Now, that's for another video, but we're just basically looking at the big picture so that when you go out and you're looking to become more healthy, as you're becoming a richer person in general, on all levels, this is something you're going to run into. And when you run into this, then unless there's some new science that shows something different, then you can pretty much tell whoever, or you can know when you're reading, that you don't have to believe that you're going to need a ton of protein for you to gain muscle, for example, if you want to. And that being said, you really probably don't need to have any supplementation for protein at all. Now, here's a little cool tip that I learned from this video, and that is that your body after workouts, for example after weight training, your body can utilize more protein then than it can any other time. So if you wanted to make gains and make the most out of it, then right after your exercise would be the best time for you to have that extra protein. But keep in mind that your body can only utilize up to 10 grams of protein maximum during that after workout time. So you really don't need very much extra protein at all. You could get that easily from a lot of different foods, and even plant-based foods. So that's just something that's cool to know. Now, that being said, the other thing, in order to be a very wealthy person in all levels, it's good to not need to be right and to be able to be wrong and be okay with that. And that's something that I've learned in my life, and whenever I make a mistake, I, as quickly as possible, accept that I was wrong, and if needed, I apologize to somebody if I had a disagreement with them, and I let them know that I understand I was wrong. And that is something that I have found to be good for me, and I think that it's not only good for you to do that, it's going to make you feel better about yourself. And I guess that's the point that I'm trying to make, is that you're going to become a more rich person in some way as a result of being able to accept that you are not always right. So, that being said, if you can find some protein science that shows me something different than what I've just shared with you, then please share it. Post it in the comments below. Give references to your sources so that I can check it out. And if there's something that shows something different than what I'm saying, I'll be happy to make a video and show that. And so thank you so much for watching. I'm really happy I had this time to share with you, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video with Rich Deep. Does it sound like my name is Rich Deep? Because it's not. But I am.